everybody, welcome back. It's September, and that means it's the first day of September pies. If you're new here, this project started in 2022. I decided kind of randomly and out of the blue that I wanted to make a pie every day in September. I had only in the past made a pie on Thanksgiving, typically, maybe another time of year, but my pie making skills were next to nothing. It always seemed very difficult, it was very stressful, but I also felt like there was some magic in pie and I wanted to know how to make them. And so I decided I would make one every day in September and share it here on the channel, which we did. And it was not only really fun, I learned a ton, but I might even say it was life-changing. I know that sounds crazy, like how can pie making be life-changing? But I spent literally some days up to 6 hours in the kitchen or more, and I would have thought that would have been draining, but actually found that it was really enjoyable and that it became almost like a creative art for me. I was able to learn so much and express myself through these pies, really kind of express my love to my family as they got to eat these pies. If you watched any of season 1, you saw that I would kind of explain the pie I was going to make that day, take you through the recipe, and then we would always end with someone eating the pie, which was always my favorite part.
That's good.
You look like you thought it was gross.
No. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I can't feel it, but I can taste it.
Oh, it's lighter than you think it'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad said the same thing.
That's really good.
And I didn't stop making pies after September pies. But even though I do make pies all of the time now, we didn't do September pies last year because we were in the middle of a renovation and it just would have been too crazy to try to make that work for videos. But we're in a new kitchen now and we're back for season 2 of September pies. In this first episode, I thought I would teach you my most basic pie crust recipe. In the first month that I did it, I did a lot of different, the basic flaky pie crust. I did the butter one, that's what I started with, that's what I had done in the past. I tried the shortening one, I tried a mix of both. But in my mind, I knew that there was this idea of a lard pastry crust. I looked into it and decided to give it a try. And as soon as I did, I never went to any other pie crust because I found, first of all, that lard is very natural. It's just pig fat. And your body knows how to process that, which is different than shortening. Shortening is hydrogenated oils, and we don't really know what to do with those. They're not very good for us. Butter can be difficult to work with. I felt like my crusts were always falling apart, difficult to roll out. And the lard crust was just so flexible, and it didn't require as much. I didn't have to be quite as careful with the lard crust. The first time I made it, it had a very strong smell as I was mixing it, so I was kind of nervous, like, is this going to taste icky or kind of lardy? But it didn't at all. In the baking process, that flavor, that smell went away, and it became just a perfect crust, and everybody confirmed again and again whenever I used it that it was a really good crust. So I'm going to teach you that crust today. It's pretty simple to do. You can do it with something like a pastry cutter. You can just do this in a bowl to work the lard into small bits and pieces. I am going to be using a food processor just because it makes it so quick, but you can do this easily. Just grab this at your grocery store or maybe even a local thrift store because people get rid of stuff like this all the time. Today's video will be different, that we won't be eating the pie crust at the end of this video. So often last season, I wanted to refer back to this crust to teach people how to do it, but I didn't want to take time in each video showing it again and again. And so now I wanted to just have this in the pie library, and I can just put a link to this video forever and from now on. So today we won't get that satisfaction of seeing that at the end of the video, but I hope that makes sense to you. But without further ado, let's do it. All right, everybody, that was the basic pie crust. I've put it in the freezer. I'm gonna pull it out for our very next pie on our second video. It's actually a pie I tried to make in the first season and it fell flat on my face. It came from a very prominent pie recipe book, so I was really surprised. And so we're gonna try a different iteration of that very same pie and see if we can't make it work in season 2. So come back then, that's tomorrow, for day 2 of September pies. Bye.